All right. Excuse me while I down a cookie and get the stream going. Oh yeah, look, you can see me in my face. Let's get rid of that. All right. Also, let's get some music going. I'm trying to build a stream playlist real quick. Stream. Come on, let's build a playlist. Oh, I hit the stream button and now my computer's like, what are you doing to me? It's like, why? All right, let me add one more thing to that. Add the playlist. Bam. Okay. Now let's go to the stream playlist. Shuffle it. And repeat it. Now what's fun is the music isn't always going to be by Black Moth, but we'll update that. We'll figure that out. So let's nuke that. Let's nuke the text. Goodbye. And for good measure, you're gonna have to tell me if this is too loud or not, by the way, because I've got no context. For good measure, let me open up Twitch in the stream manager thing. I'm gonna try some new stuff today. You might hear Twitch, because why not? Channel, come on. Come on. Oh, now I'm gonna hear myself. Shit. I haven't used the stream manager on a separate web browser in forever. But like, people were following me and doing things, and I had no idea because I don't have any events added and I don't know what the F I'm doing, so. Okay, that's great. Introducing stories on Twitch, I don't care. Moderator comments, there will be a day, maybe. Maybe there will be a day where moderation really matters. I mean, it could be today, but let's hope not. Okay. Cool, I've got some stuff up. So, if you've never been here before, hello, I'm Adam. We're working on VST Plugins, and this is where I left off last week. Oh, oi, Patrick. You're like my regular now. This is the, like, lunchtime works out for you. Tell me, I don't know how to, like, live monitor my Twitch mix. Like, I can't figure out a way to hear what the I'm used to being a front of house engineer, where like I can hear what the user should be hearing, but instead I'm hearing the music playing out of my music account, and then I'm not listening to myself because I really don't need the delay in my headphones. So I've got my like 2i2 cranked real low, but I can still hear the music pretty loud. So you let me know if the music is, if my voice and the music don't work out real well. Whatever. So, yep, thanks to our good friend Patrick, I now understand all of the API parameters for this Juice project, which is just both phenomenal and heartbreaking at the same time. Let's refresh myself, shall we? Sounds great. I usually just do a test outside of stream. Yeah, but the problem is, like, I can do that, but then I change something. Like, today I've decided not all of the music is going to be Black Moth. I want to start having some, like, different and upbeat music and things. So then I change shit, and then it's... I really just wish I had a way to monitor myself on the stream without being, like, 30 seconds behind. Wow, this is super upbeat. Never let you go. Okay. This is totally not my typical jam, but I wanted a different vibe. So draw slider something background. Let's go back to the code. Draw slider thumb. Draw linear slider background. That's the thing I wanted to look up. What's up, Lewis? I stalked you on Threads the other day. It was a good time. I really appreciate you coming to hang out, as usual. Draw linear slider background. And my phone's blowing up. All right, so we're at that. I think? Yes. Okay, so last time we got to the place where we recognized that X is the position determined by... So I'm just going back over this so I remember it, and then we'll see how far we get. Mikey! Thank you. The tunes are a good friend of mine named Skycap here in town. So, I decided to do a new thing. I'm sure I'll throw you on the playlist at some point very shortly. So I wanted to go back over, draw linear slider background, and remind myself what I was working with last time. We've got this graphics context. We've got int x and int y, which are determined by set bounds on the slider. We've got width and height, which were height specifically is the thing that broke me last week, which if you are looking at me on Threads and Instagram, you will see the clip that Patrick clipped of me freaking out and not understanding why the height parameter is totally not what I expected. And at the very end of the stream on Tuesday, Patrick was a genius and said, hey, maybe that height parameter is the total height that the slider can go based on the set bounds parameter that you provide in the editor. He didn't say it quite that way, but that's exactly what I picked up, and that's exactly what it is, which blew my mind and hurts and doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. So width is the entire width of the potential area that the slider can hit, which in this case is gonna be 50 pixels. And then height is not 300. When we get here, height is not actually 300, height is 276, because that's the amount of vertical space that the slider thumb can go, which just like doesn't make any sense per the naming of this. Or like, can you give me 300 in a height and also give me a variable that represents the top and bottom of the slider? Like min and max slider position would work great for that. Anyway, slider position is the slider position that we set. Min and max are technically the min and max, but then you have to set them to get them to show up. They're also relative. And then we've got the slider style and the slider. So let me go back on chat. You're an inspiration for me to possibly get back into synth coding. I forget how enjoyable it can be. Aw, that's like super sweet, man. Thanks for saying that. I appreciate that I can provide you some encouragement. And synth coding sounds fun. You should tell me what you use to synth code. You can do some audio cable voodoo. I used to do that when I was streaming 5 years ago. It lets you set a monitor so you can easily toggle during the stream. You just have, like, yeah, I trust my audience. Yes. Otherwise, you'll have to give me a demo as to how you did that. Yes, that clip was hilarious. And the most hilarious part was I had no idea that Sir Pants McGee had clipped it at all. Like, Twitch doesn't send me an email. There's nothing like that. So occasionally I get the idea that I'm like, let me go through my stream and find clippable moments to make like shorts and reels and crap out of, because I don't know why I'm playing the social media game. I literally is useless to me. But here we are. So I was like, let me go through some things and find a clip. And then I go into my Twitch, like, VODs and clips area, and I just see this clip titled, What? W-A-T? And I was like, what? I didn't make that. What's that? And then I look and click it, and it's certainly good enough. It's Pants McGee, good old Pants McGee. And I could see, Patrick, I could just imagine you watching my face last week and laughing so hard that you had to clip it. And I could not appreciate you laughing at my misery anymore. It is fantastic. I coded a phase distortion synth about a decade ago and an analog style drum machine. Hell yeah, get on it. Do that. I was encouraging a bunch of people on Threads last night to get into like Chuck, and I don't really like pure data. I'm not really a node-based coder. Like I imagine, I haven't really ever worked in like Unreal Blueprints or anything, but I imagine that I would hate it because I typically hate node-based scripting. But Chuck is super awesome. I haven't really used Sonic Pi in any serious way, but that's fun too. And obviously what I'm doing right now is fun. So the other thing I want to look into is animations, because I had this idea that's very stupid and it's way beyond my capacity right now. Like there is no world in which I should be even considering this right now. But how cool would it be? Let me just show you the visual. Let me give you an idea. Let me cast the vision to you. What if you had a slider that was like this, that had a little rounded rectangle thing, but instead of being a traditional slider that could just, you know, do whatever with the background was instead animated, and it had like colors, either rotating all the way around it or shooting up it or doing whatever. And how cool would it be if at some point you could even get like audio analysis with it, and it would change colors to the beat or something like that. Like you could get the tempo from your DAW. These things sounded really cool to me last night, and there is no world in which I understand the timer callback or animations in Juice, but I know it's possible. I have animated text movement in Juice before, and it's been a long time since I did it. But I'm just looking around because they have some pre-done animation stuff, and I just wanted to see what the hell was available. At worst, what we're going to do today is I'm going to like just take what we've got here and draw a path. I think actually what I should do first, if I can do it in like 10 minutes, is just put this slider within the bounds and kind of get a nice looking slider going. But after that, that might even be plugin week 4, because what are we? We're week 4 of January. So plugin week 4 might just be the finish of this study, where I've got the pitch shifter. I don't even have the pitch shifter actually working on this. Like I could if I wanted to, but maybe we just draw a slider that is repeatable, that makes sense in my head, that I can use as a reusable component. I'm like talking this out, and this sounds like a fantastic idea. Let me build a slider that is a really easy reusable component that I can have vertical or that I can have horizontal that will draw on the screen. And then that base slider we can start messing with, and we can do like different colors. We can try dumb animations. We can try any sort of stuff like that. I'm also, if you can't tell, like super hyped with endorphins and energy today. I forgot that working out and lifting weights is like super great for my mental health. So I worked out last night, and I will tomorrow, but I forgot. It's been a while because I injured my shoulder. It's been a while since I like lifted weights, and I went to the office gym yesterday and worked out, and man, it's a keystone habit. I need to keep that up. UI coding is always rage quit territory for me. And Lewis, that is exactly why I'm going to do it. I shared a story on Threads last night about how when I broke into game audio, I saw, like, I was working in localization at the time. I think I'm on the credits for Forza 7, or if I'm not, technically I would be. I localized all the VO, or I was like the project manager who localized all the VO for Forza 7. So as part of that, I was like, how do I actually get on a dev team? And what I realized is in audio, there's 2 ways to get on a dev team. You either make sound effects or you make music. And a lot of music is now outsourced if you're working on a AAA game. So a lot of AAA companies hire freelance composers. And I was like, I don't want to do that because I was making a decent clip of money, and it would have been a questionable decision to do creative content. I also didn't want to compete with 20-year-olds at the time who were getting out of college. And I was like, I don't know, I've been in the industry since 2016, so like 8 years, something like that. So I was like I was essentially not wanting to compete with kids straight out of college for jobs. And so what I realized was, like, nobody codes and does any audio stuff like that. And I had no idea if it would be a games job. It turned out that it would be. But the reason why I chose to do it was because it's hard. Like, because nobody else wanted to do it. So when you're like, UI coding is always rage quit territory, I'm like, yeah, I agree with you. And that's why, like, I have ideas of things to do that other people aren't doing, which would be of mass benefit to the user. And I'm really excited to do it. So keep going on your workout journey. Thank you. I shall. Miss the old days when you had in-house bands like Zune Tata. I don't follow what you're saying. I'm sorry. Okay. So I will keep telling some stories and sharing thoughts, and let's get this slider. Okay, how do I want this slider to be? I know that the thumb position is going to stop there, and the thumb position is going to stop down there. So I got to articulate this. Oh, cool. Right on. I have to... Do I want the... These are the thumb position stop points. And I want to draw... Do I want the background of the slider to stop there and to stop the thumb earlier? Or do I want to overdraw the slider and get it to fit in the same bounds as the thumb? And also, I want these to end up being relative. I need notes. Because what I would like to have is to code it so that the thumb size and the length of the slider end up being relative to each other. So mathematically, you could just say slider bigger and it matches consistently. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get there today. Let's do this. Let's find the necessary... I think we should move the slider background to be centered to the actual height variable first. Let's do that first. Thanks for bearing with me while I'm talking through what I should do. Draw linear slider background. Currently draws the line. It draws the height. Slider radius. Fill rounded rectangle width minus slider radius. That's fine. That's Y is 0. And then height is the length. So Y is going to be the start position on the top. So we should do height slider.get height minus height, because this then gives us the remainder of the space. That gives us the difference between the actual height of the component versus the height variable, and then we divide it by 2. And then that will position us in a place where, yeah, height should just be height at that point, I think. Let's try it. Let's build it and find out. Damn, it's already 20 minutes into the stream. I like talking, clearly. temper. I think this weekend too, off stream, I'm going to try to get myself out of Xcode. And we will be coding in Vim and building on the command line, which is my preference. Ah, look, I'm a genius. Okay. So I guess we could go through with this. So I want y'all's opinion. Hear me out. So if you're working on a fader on an actual console, if I turned this circular knob into a squarish fader, and then we push this all the way to the top, that's what a fader would work like in real life. Like the fader would actually overlap the background, right? Like you'd have a fader kind of going off the edge. Is that cool? Do we like that? I think it feels weird drawing it that way here, but it would certainly be the easiest way to draw it. How do we feel about that? Yeah, woo no Xcode is right. No mo Xcode. Can you just talk like that forever, Patrick? Can you get on your stream and talk like that? Hilariously, I think I'm gonna like this layout more if the thumb isn't circular. I don't know if I can. Let's try it. That fader is oddly satisfying, and you're right. The fader could technically go over an edge on a typical mixer. I vote for doing an easy UI for prototyping, then nailing down once the audio part is done. But the audio part's oddly enough, it's the easy part. Like, you wouldn't think that. And it's not necessarily easy in terms of DSP. But, like, doing the audio and getting cool noises is probably the smallest part of getting a plugin to be right and cool. Because all of the, like, UI elements and stuff like that are actually so important. Like, this is the dumbest, weirdest thing ever, but I've found through making a couple of plugins that the single most important part of a plugin is the range feel on a slider. Like if you can take your mouse and drag the slider up and down and it feels appropriate, like it doesn't move too quickly, the range of values on the slider is weighted correctly, like all that sort of stuff, that's the most important part. It's like just blows my mind. Yeah, it is certainly the least code for sure. Okay, so yes, I screwed up the ranges in a couple of places for my synth. They were curved but not curved. Yeah, totally. And it's just it blew my mind once I realized the most important thing for me to get right is slider feel. Like I was like, really? That's the most important part? Because you can make some really bad feeling sliders. And what I think what I prize in creating plugins for users is I want anybody who touches a plugin that I make to feel unencumbered by anything. User interface, rights management, copy protection, understanding how the plugin works, whatever. I want them to just feel like they can sit down and touch the thing, and the moment that they touch the thing, magical sounds happen, and it's not like too sensitive or not sensitive enough and all of that sort of stuff. Maybe figuring a way to draw it to look 3D. Like, yeah, Patrick, I'd love to do that, but man, you just like took it up like 18 notches in difficulty. I'm talking about like animating 2D space, and you're like, can we have a 3D knob? Scope creep. Oh, hold on. Automod held a message for a reason of bullying. Hold on, let me allow this. It caught you using the word creep and was very upset about it. That's so funny. I keep forgetting I have like the moderation website up now. I have some great sense and never use them because I don't want to menu dive. Yeah, absolutely. I forgot even that I had auto mod on, because I don't know how to bot or mod Twitch at all. Okay, let's see. I don't want to fill the ellipse. Let's not do that. Let's g.fillRect. Come on, autocomplete. Let's do it. Come on, Xcode. Yes. I don't want rectangle. Don't want rectangle. Yes, I want X, Y, width, and height. So X should be the same X we had before. Come on, Vim keys and Xcode, you are the worst. X should be get width divided by 2, diameter times, get slider dot get width divided by 2 minus diameter times 0.75 divided by 2. Yes. Then Y is going to be slider pause. It needs to be slider position. Pause minus. Ugh, this isn't going to be right. Diameter divided by 2. Let's try that. I just did the Stevie Wonder. I was just like, width is going to be diameter, even though these terms are not correct for squares. Screw it. And then height is going to be diameter itself. Yeah. And it can still be salmon. That's fine. Yes, menu diving is the worst. Builds failed. What did I do? How did I screw up my commas or my parentheses? Okay, we've got that. Okay, that's why I was jacked. Nope, not what I wanted. My Xcode Vim keys don't work the same as my Vim keys. Now that should build. Let's try it. Build failed again. How did my build fail? The call to member fill rect is ambiguous. Do I need to change all these values to floats? Because that's a little weird. What is it looking for? I can't jump to definition because it's gonna not know what the hell. Can I do float? Float. This probably won't work either. Float. And then float. Let's do the old style casts. Oh, succeeded. Look at that. Hilarious. Okay. Reaper. I have 4 viewers. Look at that. Hello, everybody. It's so great to have you here. I also exploded on Threads overnight, which was wild. I went to bed with 370 something followers. Yeah, there we go. There's the thumb. Yeah, okay. So Square feels way better. Yes. We're going to even make this feel way, 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 way better. And we're not going to do round thumbs anymore. That's, yeah, feels real. Absolutely. Yes, that is exactly correct. Let's do light gray. Actually, let's do a contrast. Come on, autocomplete. Why you hate me so? Okay, gray. What gives me dark? What can we do with dark? Dark khaki. Dark gray, dark orchid. Let's do... I'm kind of a glutton for punishment. Let's do dark khaki, and then what I want to do is G dot set color. I don't know. Let's do juice colors. This is gonna be weird. Do I want to do white or black? Let's do black. Black's probably the incorrect thing to do. G dot fill rect. No, fill draw horizontal line. G dot draw horizontal line. Come on, autocomplete. You can do it. We want Y to be... Let's actually change this to be auto. Actually, let's just call it a float. Y pause equals, copy all this, yank that, paste that, go back to the beginning, move over here, then we change this to all the way to the end to F there, Y pause, then let's do delete that Y pause, and then we want Y pause plus diameter minus diameter divided by 0.75? No. No. Yeah. That, maybe? God, why am I bad at math? This is the thing I'm gonna have to do to get good at UI coding, is like, what I want is 3 black lines on it. You know what? F it. Let's just do... Let's make it incorrect first. Diameter plus 10. Float left is gonna be the X coordinate, which let's do X pause is visual, find there, yank that, change, damn it, forgot my registers, to the end, yank that, and then back, V, visual mode to the end, paste, okay, and then we can change that to X position. Change that to X position, and now we can make that left X position, and then right is going to be diameter times 0.75, which we should make into a thing, but whatever. And then let's change this to be 20. Why can't I type? I cannot type. Okay. Build. Oh, no, 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 no. Not redefinition of Y pause. What are we doing? X pause. Ah. Use of undeclared identifier white boss. Yes, I know. I screwed up. I am the best worst coder on Twitch. Okay? Best, this guy. The best worst coder on Twitch. And if I knew how to mark this position, I would mark this position so that I could make a clip of it and I could put it on social media. That's another thing I've got to learn. I am the best worst coder and streamer on Twitch. And it feels real because it is. That is both disgusting and not what I wanted to. Oh, there's the lines. You can see them just gently right there. They don't float with the rest of the slider. That's so funny. That is a horrible color. Why? And also, why did the lines not follow? Do I have to draw a path? Because that's great, but I'm not going to do that right now. We got to get rid of dark khaki. That looks like a child had a problem. Of number 2. Dark gray. Okay. Why did that? That's just super weird. Let's leave them in there. Reaper. Oh, we gotta wait for it to build. We gotta be patient. Reaper. Oh, cool. When you use Stream Manager, you can, like, manage it and make it weird things. Different stuff. Oh, and I can hit clip that. That's how you do that. The more you know. Had no idea that any of this was real. And you can make layout. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to like do a stream, a non-public stream sometime. However, I gotta figure out how to do that, and I'm gonna lay this whole thing out and learn how to do all this stuff. Dark gray is too dark, but that's better. What? Wait a minute. Wait. Wait. Wait a minute. Look at these lines. Whoop. They grow. What? What is happening? Why is this? I don't understand. I'm clipping this. I'm using the clip that button. I don't know what that's going to do. I hope it'll allow me to edit the clip later. Oh my god. I don't... What odd-ass math is happening here? Whoop. Whoop. This doesn't make any sense. What? It's like a reward. Yeah, you made it all the way to the top. Boing. What? What is actually happening right now? I mean, it's putting them in the correct Y positions. I just don't understand. None of these values change. Other than X pause. Patrick, what did you try to post? Did you try to post a link or a naughty word? Did Twitch auto block you? I hit clip that, and now my browser is just in a thinking state. Probably. Naughty Patrick. All you gotta do is like put spaces and dashes between it and it'll work, I'm sure. Okay. There's clearly something going on with X position. Can I just... Because this is left and this is right. So somehow diameter is changing. Yeah, please clip whatever you want. I'm within reason. Um, yeah, but if I'm dumb and you want to clip it, feel free. That only helps me. Diane, why? Why would that animate at all? But this hilariously does answer a question that I had. So part of me talking about animating the slider background, I was wondering if the paint methods on this would be called such that I like, you know, it's obviously gets called as you slide a thing. But like, what the fuck? This makes no sense. That literally makes 0 sense. Mix the pick. Who is that guy? He sounds familiar. You sound familiar too. I like literally. Okay. So G dot draw horizontal line. Let's confirm what we're trying to do. And let's wait for Xcode to catch up. Okay, there we go. It's the Y position. This is the left position. This is the right position. These don't change, right? So, like, something is causing left and right values to change. And I don't think I've gotten debug printing to work accurately recently. So, I don't know that I can do that. It must have been at least 6 months since I could catch a plugin stream. I wasn't doing plugin streams 6 months ago. So, yeah, I quit streaming for a while. And I don't even remember why at this point. But now I'm pretty consistent Tuesdays, Thursdays at noon Pacific because it's my lunch hour from work. So what I do is I'll either eat before or I eat after the stream. In an hour, it feels like it's a perfect amount of time because, like, you can stream for multiple hours, but I'm not a pro streamer, and I'm not going to be that for any serious period of time. And if I upload these to, like, YouTube, which I pushed 1 or 2 of them to YouTube for VOD content, like, I don't know that I want them to be, like, 3 or 4 hours, something like that. And it would take up like a significant amount of time. So if I didn't have a regular job, I would probably be here a lot. But that is not the case currently. So, I really don't know what to do. Y position should be essentially here. Let's draw one line and let's get one line to work. Shall we? We shall. Let's make it really ugly. Slider pause should give us the center of the little dial doohickey thumb, whatever. Then we'll go with X because that's going to be the left. And then we'll go with width because that's going to be the right. Actually, yeah, it might not be, but let's just try it. Yeah, don't ask about the diameters on the rectangles right now, Mix. I stole stuff from Phil Ellipse because what we're doing right now is I drew. Gotta quit Reaper. Come on, man. I drew a circular thumb to begin with, and then we were like talking about what feels better. Like, if I'm using an actual digital console, then the thumb is not circular. Typically, it's a rectangle, vertical rectangle. And how do we want it to go over a track background, right? And having the slider be like look like a actual console felt really good, even though it doesn't have to really stay that way. Okay, so yes, this is what I wanted to have happen. Okay, that is correct. So since I stole variable names from the circular slider, it's called diameter, and I just haven't changed it yet because. Okay, so that functions as expected. Then let's be dumb and not do this correctly. And do slider position -10. That's probably why, actually. We probably have to associate these with slider position so that they will change. +10. And then instead of X, what do we want to do? We want... Oh, yeah, what was I doing? X pause slider position. Of course that was changing. Slider position is absolutely changing. I don't know what the hell I was thinking writing this. That's weird. Are any of those parameters the length of the line? What line, Patrick? The parameters on GDraw horizontal line are the y coordinate, the left point of the line, and the right point of the line. So what I'm trying to think about is what is the left side of the thumb, right? What describes the point from X, which is all the way to the left, to the point that is the left side of the thumb, which is not equivalent to what this was or what this is. Because diameter is center out in my head. So I literally don't know why my brain can't think of this right this second. So I want X, so we could take it from the center, which would be width divided by 2, and then minus diameter times 0.75. Yeah, I think that would be it. Width, because I'm doing dumb math that just is ugly and gross. Width divided, like, thank God this isn't a real plugin that I'm actually going to ship. I thank God I'm just playing with stuff, because otherwise this is horrendous. And then what we want for the left coordinate is... Would it be the opposite of that? Width divided by 2 plus diameter times 0.75? Let's try that. So we should have 2 lines that are horrendously long and then 1 line that's correct, potentially. I'm going to be pleased if I end this stream and we have a decent looking slider that then we can mess with and change for next week. And then I will rebuild the project again, because we're going to have 52 of these freaking things by the end of the year. Okay, that did not quite work. It was better, but it didn't quite work. Plus, our slider is not that big, so we need to either increase the size of the slider or reduce the size of the lines. Okay. Let's do plus and minus 5. And let's change these values so that this isn't like diameter and all freaking confusing. So, so what we did there was we did for the Y position was we're getting the width. So why am I getting width on the Y coordinate? I don't understand what I wrote 2 days ago, y'all. I don't understand what I wrote 2 days ago. I think I'm getting width on the Y coordinate because in a circle that made sense. Probably to make the slider bound correctly. What do you mean? I'm not following, Mix. Why I did to make the slider bound correctly with get width? Like, so kinda, but that would be for X position. Because the Y position of the slider is just the top of the slider. So it can be in any, it's literally, so we're just talking the top of the slider, the left side of the slider, right? Like the X and Y coordinates at the top left. So I don't remember, I think I used get width because with the circle, width actually made sense, but now with a square, with a rectangle, it doesn't make any sense. So, I want the size. This is the size. We're indicating the size of the thing. So I don't know. We could literally just draw a rectangle with weird ass numbers. We literally could do that. What do I want to do? I think that might be the easiest. Just like, let's draw a 50 pixel slider, maybe? No. I'm overthinking it, so I'm getting myself confused. Y position is slider.getWidth divided by 2, so that's half, minus the diameter, times 0.75, divided by 2. Why did I even do that? X position, Y position, width and height. So none of that really... Or Y position, X position, fill rect at... This should be like... Slider, I think I'm right. Let's try this. Or I'm gonna horribly regret it. Divided by 2 minus, say, 20. And then fill rect is width height. Right, so let's say 40 and 100. It seems like it's going to be horribly out of whack. And then let's not draw the lines right now because that's going to... Why? Why are you doing that? Freaking Xcode tabs. I told it to clip it, and then it's never been clipped. Oh, that's why it was... What am I... I've gotten myself all flummoxed. We've only got 5 minutes left in the stream. I gotta get this right. Build failed. Okay, call to fill rect is once again ambiguous. Float. Float. I realize I can just do the .f syntax for floats here, but whatever. Yes, I realize I've got unused variables. I don't care. Well, Siri, what are you doing? Is it me, or is Siri like almost never been useful? Not you. Okay, and our slider is not... Why do I keep doing this, y'all? My brain today was not architected to draw graphics. How many of these have you clipped today, Patrick? I don't understand why I'm literally looking at code. I'm in the middle of looking at code going, I think I understand what this does. Let me write a thing that I think I understand what it does. And then I wind up with this. I wind up with this. What have I done? I have no idea why it's just the one, but there are some greats if you want to go back and clip them. We'll see if I get the time and energy. I'm not wrong, right? It's just XY with height. Why? Why? This is the best plugin anyone's ever made, okay? Fill rect. Let's try this again. Come on, Xcode. Give me the auto. You are the slowest piece of junk. XY width height. XY width height. Oh. I see what I did. Maybe you should order your unused variables so as to not cause confusion. Yeah, I mean, in my head, I'm not even thinking about those. They're just trash around, and that's fine. I want to keep them there so I have a reference of what I was doing before. I think I see what I did. Float width divided by 2 minus 20 would be my X chord. Yeah. Yeah. So I mixed. I was saying XY width height, and what I did was YX width height. Pretty sure. Let's see if that works. I'm not at all dyslexic, ever. Actually, as I've aged, I've gotten more concerned that I actually do have, like, the tiniest bit of dyslexia. I flip numbers on the regular. There we go. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Now the slider's way too big, but it works. So we're going to have a working slider by 1 o'clock. Great. Okay, so let's do minus 20, 40, minus 5, 10. And then I'll go back and replace these hard-coded numbers with actual variables that are reusable in a bit. And what would be real nice is to be able to pass into like this, the size of the thumb and all that sort of stuff, so we could customize that as we choose. I do like the square. I do like how that looks. I'm not a guy, like, I'm really excited to make things that don't... That's the ugliest slider. Okay. I do have to get the width of the actual track. So what we should do is store the width of the track and then make it bigger than the width of the track. X, let's make this into 10. Width, which would make this into 20. Is it really gonna look fine if I were to do like 15 and 30? The little slider that could, indeed. Yeah, now I want to be able to like change thumb size at will. So what I'm actually getting is like, what's the ratio of width to height for a decent looking thumb? Yeah, I don't like... I would prefer if not all plugins had to look like actual pieces of gear. So I don't want to do that, but maybe I can take a reference for a thing. So this is fine. It's a little stumpy. But yeah, that's okay. And now I think we can get those lines to work. Okay, so now we're going to do slider position. Actually, let's do the center one first. So slider position is the X. The left is going to be our X coordinate of the above, which is Y these. Okay, now I'll delete these. Now what we want is float of X position, which is width divided by 2 minus 10. And now we can change that to X position. And then Y position can be slider position minus 15. Trying to remember all my Vim keys. Y position. So now this will change to X position, and this will change to Y position, right? No. Inaccurate. This is going to be the width, which is 20. Yeah. Screw off. 20. X position. And let's like make it even smaller. Unused variable. Thanks, Xcode. Get with the game. Those lines don't even have those variables anymore. Okay, build succeeded. We could theoretically have a cool looking slider here. So close. I mean, it's neat. I just don't want... I want the lines across the whole slider. Why did the whole slider not have that? Okay, so we have our Y position, our left side, and our right side. Why is that any different? Progress, yeah, and I like need to hop off, but X position is width divided by 2 minus 10. I want to switch to a different song. Our X position left is width divided by 2 minus 10. Why is that not working? Because this should be half the width minus 10, which gets us on our left side, right? Let me do this again. G dot draw horizontal line. And wait for X code again. Left and right. So the left position should be our X position. It should be width divided by 2 minus 10. And then you should just have the same width as your rectangle, which is 20. Or is g.fillRect somehow not width height? Yeah. I literally don't understand. Let me do something stupid. It's not. Why? Okay, good. It didn't delete anything. Okay, so now the lines aren't there at all. That makes no sense either. Because the whole damn width of the thing isn't 20. Or it should be 20. It's not. Why would 10 make the lines not appear anymore? I am at a loss. So if I just go back to what it was, do they then reappear? Because also they should appear on the background, like... Firebird M, if you're still around, thanks for following. I don't have any activity things up, and I just noticed that I gained a follower, and I'm like, sweet! Appreciate you. Yeah, what in the world? Like, I can't tell whether it's actually starting further left or not. It feels like it is. It looks like it is. But I can't tell. And then if I change this, like I don't think we're going to solve this on the stream all of a sudden. But correct, we're making progress, so that's dope. Yes. I just wish I understood what the fudge monkeys was going on. This has been a confounding UI stream today. I don't get it. Is it? This makes no sense. If it's 30, because the height of the plugin is 30, or the height of the knob is 30, not the width. All right, I have sad tunes on again. Let me. I know I know what album I have on, but like, oh, also that makes sense because only 2 of the songs that are upbeat got added to the playlist, which is stupid. That's not supposed to have happened. Stream and playlist stream. Is it? Are they all on now? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now we'll have some upbeat. We gotta have a mix. Yeah, okay, that doesn't work either. I swear that what's happening is, let me see, can I do this? I think what's occurring is, zoom that in. I don't know if it's zooming in for y'all, but I can't tell. No, it's not drawing off the side. Okay. My eyes were giving me like blurry vision that this X right here was actually off to the side. Like that the white line was drawing a little bit left, and that is not occurring if I zoom all the way in. So what's happening is like this is just the width here is 35. It's some weird number. The numbers here don't make sense. So I think we're gonna stop it there for today. We've done cool because we've gotten further and we've made a slider that functions, that works. The thumb actually feels good. It will draw all the way off the edge, even though now I'm seeing that it clips the bounds a little bit. So that might be something to work on or play with. But we're very soon going to have a working, repeatable slider that I can start changing the styles of and animate and all that sort of stuff. So it's super rad. I would do the whole like let's raid somebody thing, but I don't know how to do that, and there's 3 people here, 2 people here. So what I'm gonna do is tell you all thanks for hanging with me on my lunch break. Have a good afternoon, and I'll see you on Tuesday at noon next week. Peace.